All please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Cook,
Here.
Mr. Andriano,
Here.
Mr. Rogan.
Here.
Ms. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Williams.
Here. We have 3 public hearings to start the agenda for tonight. Would you like to, Jamie, read the first notice?
Yes. Public notice is hereby given that the town board of the town of Patterson, New York will hold a public hearing in consideration of contracting with the Putnam Lake Fire Department to provide fire protection, rescue, and first aid services, collectively referred to herein as fire protection services, in all or a portion of the Patterson Fire Protection District as shown on the fire map filed in the office of the Putnam County Clerk as filed map number 793. Said public hearing will be held at the Patterson Town Hall, 1142 Route 311, Patterson, New York, on December 28, 2022 at 7:00 p.m. in the evening of that day, or as soon thereafter as may be held, at which time all persons interested herein shall be heard. The Putnam Lake Fire Department shall receive the yearly sum of $471,000. The contract shall run for 1 year from January 1, 2023, and shall expire on December 31, 2023. A copy of the proposed contract may be obtained from the town clerk at the address below. The town board will make every effort to ensure that the hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities. Anyone requiring special assistance and/or reasonable accommodations should contact the town clerk.
Ask that any member of the audience who has any comments or questions on the contract, if you approach the mic, give your name and address for the record. Hearing none, we'll turn to those joining us by Zoom tonight. Does any member of the public who is joining us by Zoom have any comments or questions on the Putnam Lake Fire Department contract? If you would unmute and state your name and address for the record. Where's the original? Is that the original? Oh, you got those? Sign it. Take one, pass it down.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second. Assuming no town board member has any questions or comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Counselor, you're on.
Public notice is hereby given that the town board of the town of Patterson, New York will hold a public hearing in consideration of contracting with the Patterson Fire Department number 1 to provide fire protection, rescue, and first aid services, collectively referred to herein as fire protection services, in all or a portion of the Patterson Fire Protection District as shown on the fire map filed in the office of the Putnam County Clerk as filed map number 793. Said public hearing will be held at the Patterson Town Hall, 1142 Route 311, Patterson, New York, on December 28, 2022 at 7:00 p.m. in the evening of that day, or as soon thereafter as may be held, at which time all persons interested therein shall be heard. For such services, the Patterson Fire Department number 1 shall receive the yearly sum of $912,800. The contract shall run for 1 year from January 1, 2023, and shall expire on December 31, 2023. A copy of the proposed contract may be obtained from the town clerk at the address below. The town board will make every effort to assure that the hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities. Anyone requiring special assistance and/or reasonable accommodations should contact the town clerk.
Again, I would ask that if there's any member of the public who has any comments on the Patterson Fire Department contract, if you would approach the mic, state your name and address for the record. Hearing none, I will turn to the members joining us by Zoom. If there's any member of the audience joining us by Zoom, if you would unmute, and state your name and address for the record and ask your question. Entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Counselor number 3.
Public notice is hereby given that there has been introduced before the town board of the town of Patterson, New York on December 14, 2022, amendment to Patterson Town Code, Chapter 150, entitled Vehicles and Traffic, which amendment will amend section 150-12, parking prohibited at all times, to prohibit vehicle parking on both sides of Fields Corners Road. Now therefore pursuant to section 20 of the municipal home rule law, the town board of the town of Patterson, New York will hold a public hearing on the aforesaid amendments at the town offices, 1142 Route 311, Patterson, New York, on December 28, 2022, at 7:00 p.m. in the evening of that day, or as soon thereafter as may be held, at which time all persons interested therein shall be heard. The town board will make every effort to assure that the hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities. Anyone requiring special assistance and or reasonable accommodations should contact the town clerk.
All right, one more time, I will ask anybody joining us here tonight if they have any questions on this local law. You would approach the mic. Hearing none, we'll turn to the members who are of the public who are joining us by Zoom. If any member of the public joining us by Zoom has any comments or questions on this local law regarding the amendments to the vehicle and traffic law, if you would unmute, provide your name and address for the record, ask your question. Any town board member have any questions or comments?
No.
Entertain a motion to adjourn, to close the public hearing? Yeah, no, listen, I'm ready. Go for it. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
He would have beat Mike Griffin's record by quite a bit.
Yeah, tonight. Okay, would somebody like to audit some bills?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve abstract number 23 dated December 16th, 2022 in the amount of $282,244.16. So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Believe we have one or two budget transfers.
I was thinking of Sean. Let's see. Budget transfer request number 38. Following budget transfer is necessary to reallocate funds for the highway, hospital and medical insurance account for necessary expenses. Moving $500 from unemployment insurance expense accounts to hospital and medical insurance expense accounts, $500. I'll make a motion. Town board approve. Transfer request number 38. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Transfer request number 39. Following request, budget transfer is necessary to reallocate funds for the sanitation department requested hydraulic hose, crimper, and supplies and utilities account. We'll be moving $4,175 from sanitation contractual and $2,000 from sanitation transfer charges expense accounts to sanitation equipment and capital outlay, $4,175, and sanitation utilities, $2,000. Make a motion to approve budget request number 39. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Following number 40, following budget transfer is necessary to reallocate funds for the recreation center contractual and utilities account for approved repairs and increased costs. We'll be moving $6,500 from recreation center equipment and capital outlay expense account to recreation center contractual, $5,000, and recreation center utilities expense accounts, $1,500. Make a motion to approve budget transfer request number 40. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 41, following budget transfer is necessary to reallocate funds for the ambulance contractual account for increased costs and federal HRSA expenses. We'll be moving $13,000 from ambulance $3,000 from ambulance training and $13,684.15 to from appropriated fund balance HRSA funds expense and fund balance accounts to $3,000 to the ambulance contractual, and $13,684.15 to ambulance contractual HRSA funds expense accounts. I'll make a motion that the town board approve budget adjustment request number 41. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Budget adjustment request number 42. Following budget transfers necessary to allocate additional funds for the street lighting contractual accounts for increased utility costs. We'll be moving $2,750 from the appropriated fund balance and $5,000 from appropriated fund balance expense and fund balance accounts to $2,750 to the street lighting contractual and $5,000 to street lighting contractual expense accounts. And with the motion, the town board approve budget request number 42. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We get overtime for this.
Mhm.
Let's see, budget request number 43. Following budget transfers necessary to allocate additional funds for the source of power contractual accounts for increased utility costs. Boy, I don't know this one. Move $1,500 from appropriated fund balance. Move $1,100 from appropriated fund balance. It's two different account numbers. And $2,000 from administration equipment and capital outlay expense and fund balance accounts. Moving $1,500 to source of power contractual, $1,100 to source of power contractual, again, two different, wait a minute,
Yeah, two different accounts.
same account.
No, the first couple letters, SW.
Oh, that's right.
SW.
Good catch, good catch. Good catch, Sonny. We're also gonna move $1,000 from administration contractual, and it's $1,000 from source of power contractual expense accounts. I'll make a motion that the town board approve budget adjustment request number 43. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And next we have budget adjustment request number 44. And that is necessary to allocate additional funds for the wastewater treatment plant equipment and capital outlay account from restricted interest. So we will be moving $31 from the wastewater treatment interest account, expense and fund balance accounts to, and adding $31 to special services wastewater treatment plant capital improvement expense accounts. I'll make a motion, town board approve budget request number 44. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. We have another budget request number 45. Budget transfer is necessary to allocate additional funds to the sewer district sewage treatment utilities account for increased utility costs. So we'll be moving $5,000 from the sewage treatment disposal, equipment and capital outlet expense and fund balance accounts, $5,000 to sewage treatment utilities expense accounts, $5,000. So I'll make a motion that the town board approve budget request number 45. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Keep it going.
Ha! All right. Next, we have a resolution to reduce bond recommendations as we received from the planning board and our town engineer relative to tax map number 24-2-8 and 24-2-7. And it's revising the amounts in a performance bond to $79,828 and the inspection fee to $14,800. So we have a resolution. I'll make the motion. Town board approve the resolution on what I've just said and enter it into the record as read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have from our highway department looking to get the approval on selling highway equipment and vehicles. And that encompasses 2011 Chevy Silverado for $18,900, 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee, $910, Woodmaster 6500 outdoor wood stove, $4,500, 4 valves from number 44 tank truck, $11, and Motorola phone system, $77.50, and Cummins 5.9 L motor for $1,575. So I'll make a motion that the town board approve the sale of this equipment and introduce the resolution we have in front of us into the record as read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any other business, Charles?
No, I'm both. Fine.
Sean, you're up.
All right, Charles, you were in fine speaking voice.
Aye.
I think you did fantastic. Next item, we have a request from our planning and zoning department for a reimbursement of fees. Essentially, the property at 10 Inwood Place needed 2 building permits for existing pool with an attached deck and a pool house above the deck. The interpretation was that because they needed 2 building permits, they also needed 2 variances from the ZBA. Once the ZBA had reviewed the cases and done a review of whether or not it was an individual application or joint, they deemed it was an individual application, thereby requesting that we refund one of the fees paid to the zoning and planning office. So based upon all their recommendations and the write-ups that we've received, I'll make a motion that we give a $100 refund for the second area variance to the applicant at 10 Inwood Place in the town of Patterson, Marcel Carrillo. So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Secondly, I just want to say, and hopefully we have a fan that watches our YouTube channel and my nephew, Nikki. I want to say, hi, Nikki. And that's gonna make his day.
Hi, Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
Go,
Hello, Nikki.
It takes little things to make people smile, so thank you.
I'm just gonna read this year-end resolution. Be it resolved that all bills audited by the town board of the town of Patterson be paid and authorization be given for bills and encumbrances that might arise through December 31st, 2022. Be it further resolved that all transfers be automatically approved by the town board, subject to their review at the new town board meeting. Budget transfers as of December 31st, 2022 are to be attached in the minute book. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, second piece of business I have on my agenda is to provide to the town board. I am not moving this tonight. This is just for your review so that you can start digesting this. After many years, the state legislature actually increased the thresholds, the economic thresholds for seniors receiving a reduction in their taxes and for people with disabilities. So I wanted to provide this, get this ready. It's a little complex. I wanted to give it to the board so you could digest it, and we will be talking about it at the next meeting. I also want to add in really quick that we learned today, there were 2 other bills that were pending before the governor. One of them had to do with the treatment of assessments for condominiums that was not favorable. It was not, a fair means to assess condos, and many people around the state voiced their support for the bill, and the governor was kind enough today to veto that. The other one was a bill that is requiring a redundant notification of all people in the town. It's probably going to run the town of Patterson between $25,000 and $3,000. to provide this redundant notification about senior exemptions, and the governor was nice enough to sign that. So God bless Governor Hochul.
Now, just one question, Rich. He states here we were going to have a public hearing in January on this.
Yes, but we're not gonna, I want to discuss it with the board. Before we do that, I will move this if the board finds it favorably at the January 11th meeting.
Okay.
And then we'll set the public hearing for the second meeting in January. Okay. Everybody good with that? Okay.
Yep.
Mary?
Yes, I have a release of performance bond in reference to tax map number 25.63-1-39. There is certain driveway improvements requiring the posting for 2 cash performance bonds to ensure their completion in the amount of $5,280 and $3,136. These improvements are secured by the performance bond and have now been completed as certified by the Highway Department and the Planning Department. So therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Patterson hereby releases the performance bond submitted by such residents. So I'll make a motion to enter this into the record as read and release the performance bond. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Peter?
First I have, we just had our public hearing on chapter 150, local law 13, part 3, vehicle traffic. So we had discussed this last meeting about adding Fields Corners Road to the list of roads which will not allow parking anytime. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution and enter it into the record as read, stating this. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, I have 2 EMS requests for new hires. Myself and Bobby Kearns interviewed a couple EMTs last week, and we had 2 actually great candidates. So I'd like to make a motion to approve. I have a resolution to approve the hire of Walter Hu III as a part-time emergency medical technician at the rate of $20.25 per hour, effective December 27th, 2022, on a temporary basis, pending his completion of all civil service requirements. I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution and into the record as read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Second, I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution to hire Michael Crispin as part-time emergency medical technician at the rate of $20.25 per hour, effective December 28th, 2022, on a temporary basis, pending his completion of all civil service requirements. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. That is all I have.
All right, other business. Excuse me?
No, I'm talking to myself.
Jamie, you had sent down late today a proposed settlement for Marco Industries. You want to brief the board?
Yeah, sure. So as the board's been aware for some time, there's been litigation pending concerning Marco Industries and Flavio La Rocca regarding the property on Route 22. There was previously, so there was issues with the site plan that had expired and the use of the property as how the property was being used. And we believed it was being used as a contractor's yard. The town had initiated litigation in 2019 in order to get an injunction. And then subsequently, the ZBA had made some determinations on the matter, and there was an Article 78 filed by the owners of the property that the town was successful in. Then there was a notice of appeal filed on that Article 78, an appeal that hasn't been perfected. In the meantime, there was also proceedings in the Justice Court on the violations. So at this point in time, the property has been brought to standards. It has been stabilized. We don't believe it's being used as a contractor's yard. And this stipulation of settlement would essentially discontinue the actions with the understanding that it cannot be used as a contractor's yard and all laws have to be complied with, and would end any kind of appeal that the defendants would be filing on the Article 78. So this would just put a final end to all the actions that have been pending on this matter since the property's been stabilized.
Jamie, what happens if 6 months from now, they go back and just start doing the same thing that happened? They use it as a contractor's yard.
Well, they're not, then at that point in time, they'll be violating
So
the
we start
stipulation of
over
settlement.
The whole thing again.
Well, we could, I mean, we could bring an action on that stipulation of settlement. And we also have the same remedies. And at that point in time, we have our decision in the Article 78, and they wouldn't have the ability to appeal it at that point in time.
They
So
can't say
they,
they didn't know.
yes. Well, we wouldn't be in a situation where they can say, well, we're not using it as a contractor's yard if they're doing the exact same thing that resulted in the Article
Got it.
78.
Thank you.
Jamie, was there any indication what they would use the property for?
I believe that they intend to sell. That's what that's what they've alluded to.
Okay,
We have an approved site plan for that site, so.
No, we do not.
We used to have an. approved
It
site plan.
expired.
Expired.
That was
one
part of the issue.
Oh, okay. So anyone buying it would be buying commercial property that would have to immediately go to the planning board for a site plan for whatever they propose to do.
Mhm.
So that, okay.
Yes, yes, and of course, we'd like to see that property up and being used in an appropriate manner, but it does look from a drive-by substantially better than what was going on before.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Agreed.
Great. Any other questions?
No.
All right, I'd like to move the resolution authorizing settlement of the town of Patterson versus Marco Industries LLC and Flavio LaRocca. So, and ask that this resolution be entered in the record as though it was read. So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Unbeknownst to me, the town controller put through in 2022 a budget transfer for the request that we had all received from the highway, which I had put on for the next agenda. So
For the hydraulic.
for the hydraulic.
Yeah.
I did have further conversations with one of the mechanics down there, and what they are looking to do is they are looking to give a little bit more independence to the sanitation. So that in the future, if everything decides to split up as it has in the past, you know, the sanitation department will be able to operate with their mechanic over there without having to run over the highway and be subject to the highway superintendent's whim. So that's really what they're looking to do. Anybody have any thoughts about this?
I mean, I support the purchase of the tool from an efficiency standpoint. It's making up hydraulic hoses and crimping the fittings from what I understand. And it's just simple mechanical, allowing people to have the tools they need to do their job. I'm not going to comment on the feeling of being separate from any future highway, that I think is less important to me than the mechanics just having the ability to do their job. So from that perspective, I would support their request. Especially since we just approved the budget transfer.
All right, so I'd like to make a motion to authorize the highway to expend $2,675 for a hydraulic hose crimper and $1,500 for fitting stock.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the last piece of business I have is, we received notice this week. I responded back, the needles haven't started coming off my tree yet, but the town of Patterson Christmas tree pickup will be this January. Oh, they moved it, 12th and Friday, January 13th.
Thursday.
Anybody putting their Christmas tree out by the curb, those are the 2 days highway will be around to pick them up. Yeah. All right, any other board member have any other business?
I just have one thing.
Yes.
Thank you for sending out the security assessment report from the
Yes.
Department of Homeland Security. I just had a question for our colleagues that are on the safety committee or the chair. Does the safety committee have plans to review that report and to take any action on the requested? Look at the vulnerabilities and the requested actions from the report.
I mean, I think it's obviously a great idea. We have the report. It sounds like from all input that you gentlemen had, that the gentleman did a very thorough job. And I think it's incumbent upon us to review it and then take the suggestions, discuss them and bring them back to the town board for an action. Now, the one though is the library. we can review it, but we don't have any
have-
oversight
no,
on
we
it.
have
So,
I think that was just for our information.
yeah, but for the, but I think there's lessons learned, like anybody. You know, you read something going on in one area, it usually applies to other buildings and other vulnerabilities. So, speaking personally, I think, it's incumbent upon the safety committee to review these and see what, what the reports say and go from there.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I do want to chime in, not on the safety committee. The report for town hall made a few recommendations. One was the fence off the back. I'm not crazy about that, but the other one was to provide additional lighting and cameras back there, and we're looking into that.
Let the safety committee know so they can incorporate that into their
I think they know
comments.
that.
We know that.
It also mentioned that we have a good plan, emergency plan, but it also says that the employees would get training on it and drilling on it.
That I will leave to the safety committee. I do want to let the board know that I have been working with the chief over in Putnam Lake Fire Department. And they have been using this building as well as Patterson Fire Department, who are participating with them for doing active shooter training in this building.
That's interesting. Yeah, good. Very good.
So
Like to get-
fire departments are getting a firsthand look at this building in a very active way.
I think it also mentioned inviting in law enforcement, maybe state police, maybe the barracks commander and someone from the sheriff's office or multiple people from the sheriff's office to get a layout of our facilities.
We certainly can reach out to the sheriff and state troopers and see. I will tell you this, I have been through the building with some of the sheriffs. Especially on the day watch and the night watch. Because there will be times we will get the alarm and, we'll do walkthroughs, so.
Very good.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? I will open it up to public recognition. If any member of the public wishes to make any comments or ask any questions. Hearing none, we'll turn to our members of the public joining us by Zoom. If any member of the public joining us by Zoom has any comments or questions, if you would unmute, state your name and address for the record. Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I will call the Town of Patterson organizational meeting to order. You want to do a salute to the flag again? Of course. Do the whole thing. Never say this enough. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We get a roll call.
Mr. Cook,
Here.
Mr. D'Adriano,
Here.
Mr. Rogan,
Here.
Ms. Smith,
Here.
Mr. Jennings.
Here. Charles, you're up.
Any more budget transfers?
You can.
You want me to go find some?
I'm sure you would. All right. I'll make a motion that the town board appoint Hogan and Rossi as town attorney for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion that the town board appoint Andres Gill as town prosecutor for 2023 as per the 2023 rates. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'll make a motion that the town board appoint Renia Engineering as town engineer for 2023 as per the 2023 rates. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Make a motion that the town board authorize the supervisor to sign professional services contracts for town prosecutor, town engineer, and town attorney. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'll make a motion that the town board authorize the supervisor to invest town funds. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I make a motion that the town board set salaries for town officials and employees as per the adopted budget, 2023 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I make a motion that the town board designate dates for monthly town board meetings as per the attached schedule. So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I make a motion that the town board designate Putnam County Courier and Putnam County Press as official newspapers for the town. So moved.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I make a motion that the town board designate Putnam County National Bank, Mahopac National Bank, Putnam
Well, I
County
don't
Savings
know.
Bank.
It's May of Packer.
Second word? That's not gonna work, is it?
Mohopac?
Yeah,
I think either works.
okay.
That makes it easy.
There you go.
It's Tompkins Community Bank.
Backspace, Tompkins Community Bank, National Bank, and Putnam County Savings Bank as official depositories for all departments and all accounts for 2023. So moved.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion that the town board authorize town employees to be paid on bi-weekly basis as per the 2023 budget salary schedule. So moved.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Make a motion that the town board authorize highway department and recycling employees to be paid on bi-weekly basis as per their contract. So moved.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Make a motion that the town board set the mileage allowance at 62 cents per mile for mileage expenditures for town officials traveling to official schools and other official town business. So moved.
second,
My apologies. We left this in because we were hoping to get a decision, but we do not, well, I looked earlier, we do not have
do-
mileage rate yet from the IRS.
If we get it to rate, we'll just change it at any town board meeting. Right?
Is that the way you want to do it?
Yeah, set it at 62 going forward, and then if it changes, we'll adjust it
can't you
accordingly.
just set it per the IRS rate?
Better yet,
Mhm.
which is
Or
currently
IRS rate.
62, yeah. Doesn't matter.
Move to set the mileage allowance per the IRS rate
For 2023?
for 2023.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion that the town board approve the 2023 highway agreement for the expenditures of highway funds between the town board and the highway superintendent in the amount of, what we got here, $1,615,210 for the period of January 1, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Make a motion that the town board authorize payment by supervisor in advance of audit of postage and utilities in accordance with section 19119 of town law. So moved.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd like to move to appoint Stu Brown, Margot Miller, Mary Smith, myself, and Matt Chabarro to the Safety Committee for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Sorry, move to appoint Dennis Mays as our alternate member to the Safety Committee for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to appoint Stu Brown as our chair to the Safety Committee for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to set the stipend for the chairperson of the Safety Committee as per the adopted 23 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to appoint Eileen Fitzpatrick as our marriage officer for 2023 and ask that she marry Joe. Who's waiting here. So moved.
Second.
Joe, where's your fiance? Oh. Sorry, I rescind part of that motion, but
So if I could just interject, so everybody knows, another thing that Governor Hochul did today is she signed a law. So now anybody can officiate a wedding with, they have to get a license for 24 hours.
new licenses that you might be
So
issuing.
Joe, I'm gonna be available.
I'll move that I'm sorry.
All in favor?
aye,
Eileen, would you like to?
Oh,
town
I'm sorry,
clerk?
I appoint Donna Ramos as deputy town clerk.
Okay, and Deputy
And
Registrar.
I appoint Donna Ramos as deputy registrar of vital statistics for
Thank you.
2023.
And I'd like to make a motion to appoint Janita Grady as the caretaker for the HT Bauman Park for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Like to move to authorize the town justices to employ court stenographers when deemed necessary and in accordance with their 2023 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Move to authorize the town justices to employ translators when deemed necessary and in accordance with their 2023 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Move to appoint Tyler Whitcomb as the caretaker for the Veterans Memorial Park for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mike Griffin used to say, any opposed, meet me in the parking lot. Tyler's fantastic.
He
Move to
is.
appoint Chris Lowry to the Veterans Park Advisory Board for a 7-year term. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nobody better be opposed.
No. Move to appoint Mary Butler as chairperson to the Veterans Park Advisory Board for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And I move to appoint Lois Moss as secretary to the Veterans Park Advisory Board for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
I'd like to move to appoint Mike Urkel to the Putnam Lake Advisory Board for a 7-year term. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd like to move to appoint Laura Russo as chairperson to the Putnam Lake Advisory Board for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
The highway superintendent is not here.
So I did talk to Russ and he would like to appoint Margot Miller.
Okay. Receiver of taxes.
I'd like to appoint Sally Margaret.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Richard Williams Senior as New York State Grant Gateway Administrator for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd like to move to appoint Susan Brown as the issuing agent of the parking permit for persons with disabilities for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd like to move to appoint Janet Ravo as the assistant issuing agent of parking permit for persons with disabilities for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd like to move to appoint Mary Ann Burdick to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 5-year term. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd like to move to appoint Joseph Esposito to the Zoning Board of Appeals to fill the unexpired term ending 12/31/24. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd like to move to appoint Lars Olenius as chairperson to the Zoning Board of Appeals for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd like to move to appoint Ed Naperkowski as environmental parks caretaker for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
I'd
opposed?
like to move to appoint Shannon Jenkins as deputy ECI for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yay,
You got her well.
that's one.
Like to move to appoint Alan Jacknick and Melissa Saminoka as dog control officers for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right, I move to set stipend for members of the Board of Assessment Review as per adopted 2023 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to appoint Ron Taylor to Planning Board for a 5-year term. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to appoint Kevin Butler, chairperson to the Planning Board for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to appoint Russell Goff, Administrator of Garbage Districts 1 and 2 and Recycling Center for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to set the stipend for Administrator of Garbage Districts 1 and 2 and Recycling Center as per the adopted 2023 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to appoint Margot Miller as Administrative Assistant of Garbage District 1 and 2 and Recycling Center for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to set the stipend for the Administrative Assistant of Garbage Districts 1 and 2 and Recycling Center as per the adopted 2023 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I move to appoint Joseph Gaglione, permit checker for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to authorize receiver of taxes to deposit into an interest-bearing account and designated official depository for 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I authorize town clerk to retain from previous year $100 petty cash. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I move to authorize town clerk to use change bank in the amount of $100. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to authorize the receiver of taxes to use a change bank in the amount of $100. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to authorize receiver of taxes to maintain a rollover minimum savings account balance of $5. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to authorize Town Justice Michael Caruso to use a change bank in the amount of $100 and maintain a minimum checking account balance in the amount of $100. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to authorize Town Justice Robert Leader to use a change bank in the amount of $100 and maintain a minimum checking account balance in the amount of $100. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to authorize Recreation Department to maintain a petty cash fund of $300, a change bank in the amount of $350, and a change machine bank of $300. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I move to appoint court officers Christopher Alvarez, Scott Cronin, Carl Lawless, Michael Escudo, Richard Boviden, Dominic Sabatino, and Douglas Schneider. So
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Move to appoint court clerks for the town justices Cindy Down and Shannon Ward.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Supervisor appoints deputy supervisor for 2023, Sean Rogan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor appoints town controller for 2023, Patricia Brooks. Supervisor appoints town historian for 2023, Larry Maxwell. The supervisor appoints the following committees for 2023, Recreation, Pete and Mary, if you would be gracious enough to continue to serve. Sure. Thank you. And auditing will be the entire town board. And that wraps up the organizational meeting. I do have one other piece of business. The town board knows, and I should have brought this up at the last meeting, we have plans in now for the EMS building. I was hoping to get together with the town board and have a work session to discuss those plans. Would everybody be available at 5:30 on January 11th? It's before the next town board meeting.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
I know Bobby is available as well. That'd be great. Okay, great, and we will schedule that. Gonna get motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye. Happy New Year.